Hey, Hope Zvara here. I'm here to take you through a great workout this morning, and you're going to be needing a disc or a glider. Now, if you don't have one of these, no worries. If you have hardwood floor, a paper plate, or a small rag or hand towel to help you glide across the surface easily will be great. And if you have carpet, that paper plate is going to be able to rock you just as much as this glider or disc. All right, so you're going to bring that disc onto the floor. We're going to start standing. Follow the foot on the center of the disc. So I'll do the same leg as you, right leg. And you're going to be light on that foot. So you're going to try not to put a bunch of weight on that side. Neutral pelvis, pubic bone, hip bones are parallel with the front wall. Relax the front ribs down so there's no splaying, okay? And try to keep your body stacked vertical for this movement here. So it's going to be inhale, slide back, keeping the hips square. Front knee comes right over the ankle. As you come back up, keep your body from hinging forward. Okay, we're trying not to use momentum or force. We're trying to launch with our core and our lower leg and glute muscles. So you should be feeling hamstring and glute on that front leg when you come up. So we're going to try to go here several rounds. So inhale as you slide back. I'm using my hands to help stay square. And then exhale, pushing straight up. Awesome. So we're going to go for a minute. I will keep my little trusty timer out for you. Inhale when you slide back, and exhale when you slide up. Awesome. No gripping with the front toes. And again, it's a back, like you're falling out from behind you, and then pushing straight up. Engage. Inhale when you slide back. Exhale when you come up. You should be feeling the back of the front leg firing and some good length through the groin and into the abdomen even. If you have a really tight hip flexors, you may feel this into the quad as well. All of that is interconnected. One more. Just a nice, consistent pace. Awesome. All right, let's try the opposite side. So same thing again, inhale, sliding back, exhale, coming up. Use my hands to help keep redirecting my pelvis. My right leg tends to be a little bit weaker for me, so I have to work a little bit harder. Again, not to lean forward. Kind of like your leg is being pulled out from under you. If you can fine-tune yourself even more, when you glide back, make sure the front knee isn't slopping out to the side. Work on that stability. Try to make the leg go straight back behind you, rather than out to the side. For many of us, we're often taught that faster is better, more is better. I'm looking at consistency, form, and function. That how you do something is often more important than what you're doing. Awesome. Bring yourself back up. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to face you. Go back to that first leg again, that right leg. It's going to be an out to the side motion, or what would be frontal plane. So keeping your left foot facing straight forward. Again, I'm going to do the same leg as you. It's going to be a fold or a hinge as you sit back into your hips rather than forward into your knees. So if you're finding that your body weight's coming forward, maybe pause me and do some lower leg release, some calf release. That's going to push you forward, just like chair pose. All right, so it's inhale, open. I'm sitting back, no dumping the ribs. This is not a swan dive. And then exhale, gather up everything as you come back up. Sit bone on the base leg should be pointing straight back. All right, we're going to go for that minute. You should be feeling the base leg fully charged. As you work to fine-tune yourself, try to keep the arms coming out to T rather than back, kind of at an angle. You should feel the upper back contract. No gripping toes. Depending on your lateral hip muscles, try to make sure the leg is going straight out to the side. Again, sit back. Nice little version of a squat. As your body gets tired, it starts to compensate. I want you to pay attention to that. Less is more. One more. Awesome. All right, opposite side. My foot is pointing forward. The outer edge of my foot is parallel with the outer edge of the wall that's next to me. I'm going to keep my knee tracking forward. I'm sitting back, not forward into my knees. So inhale as you glide out, then exhale, engage as you bring it back up. I love body weight exercises because it really tests your boundaries for control, and it's kind of hard to use momentum or force. Awesome. Inhale when you slide it out, you're going straight out to the side, and exhale when you come back up. Keep breathing. Losing my disc? There we go. Sit back, remember, rather than forward. No dumping. Probably get one more in. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to go back to that first movement, and we're going to add the torso into it. So ball the foot on the disc. Same thing as before. It's kind of like a lunge in yoga. Most people confuse extending their arms with putting the rib cage out. So the arm really isn't coming overhead. It's the rib cage pushing forward to get the arm overhead. So I want you to keep the ribs down so we can co-contract with that rectus abdominis and those deeper trunk muscles and get length through your back. I want you to feel length and space through the lower back. So between the ribs, bottom of the ribs, top of the sacrum. Keep the hips squared so you can feel the legs firing. It's a lot of little things that add up to big things. All right, so when you're ready, we're just going to do one arm first. So right arm, right leg, left hand in the hip fold. Going to inhale, slide it back. Here's me dumping. Stay lifted. Exhale, bring the arm back into the holster. So inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. I'm rolling my front hip back, and then exhale, bring it back up. So that hand in the hip fold. Keep moving. Space, space, space without dumping. Exhale, bring it back up. You want to go double arm? You really got to pay attention to that base hip. This is not just me extending my limbs out. I'm actually trying to create space. Like I have a resistance band along my back body. Last one, and bring it up. All right, let's switch. I'm going to face you so that you can kind of see from a forward angle here. So I'm rolling my front hip. It's actually a rotation in the hip socket. So when you come back and you angle, I'm keeping my hip from swinging out to the side. If you can kind of see that. We want to roll it back into place and then come back up, okay? All right, so here we go. You can do one arm. And then bring it back up. Remember, it's not just me extending my decoration. If it's too much, don't extend the arm and just hinge. No gripping toes. Keep the foot pointing straight forward. If you're going for double arm, you can start at any point. One more. Nice job. Whew. All right, we're going to come down to the floor. So if it's not comfortable for you to kneel on the hard floor, feel free to fold your yoga mat or maybe grab a hand towel to kneel on. So as we come down to our knees, now I'm going to have one hand on my disc, one hand on the floor. Lengthen it into a modified plank. Again, no saggy body parts, no flaring ribs or turned up tailbone. You want to stay in a nice neutral. Elbow scrapes the rib cage. So my arm is tucked in a sense, rather than pulled out. So when we're doing a push-up, I want you to kind of not dominate in the chest and bicep, that when we tuck the elbow in, we start to cultivate tricep, upper back, which is what we need in this forward flexion culture. Okay. Slide the shoulders back so that they're right where they want them to be. Fold the elbow, stays facing forward. Keep the weight even on the base arm. So inhale, slide it out. Exhale, pull it back up. Only drop as low as your elbow. And then exhale. I've gone too far. When I go down, I have to push my booty up, or I have to slide the disc back. Try to keep your weight even side to side. One more, we'll do 6. And then we're going to try the opposite side. All right, here we go. Elbows rotated in. Keep the weight even so you're not just using your base arm for all the work. I love asymmetrical movements because that's kind of how we live our day. Again, the goal is not the floor. Keep it level, no lower than your elbow. 2 more, which is going to save your shoulder a lot of havoc. And then sit back onto your heels, give yourself a good breath. And then inhale, bring it back up. Slide the disc now down by your feet. Right foot takes the disc. Fingertips nice and wide. Fold to the elbows. Again, you're off your mat with your lower body. Bring it up into a tabletop. We have a little timer here, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're going to tuck the knee up and under the body. First, we got to be able to master plank. I will put in the notes section of the description a link to my plank video that will help you better understand plank. So if you're that person, I highly recommend watching that. All right, so exhale, tuck the knee up and under. Inhale, slide it back. We're not lifting the hips in order to do that. Every time you bring it up, try to touch the sternum just a little bit more. And go 30 seconds. If you're getting tired, come to the opposite knee and tuck it up, slide it back. Last one. And then knees go down. Sit back, rest the shoulders, stretch through the underarm, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, float it up. So I'm having some glasses complications this morning. But all right, we'll do 30 seconds on the opposite side. Remember, you can be on that knee. All right, here we go. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, slide it back. You can go quick, but I want you to challenge yourself to be consistent the entire time. Ten counts. Again, you can be on the knee. And last one. Nice job. Drop it down. This time, bring the arms back. Excuse me. And then inhale, slowly roll it up. Whew. All right, this comes back to the hands again. Probably one of my favorites. I call it washing the floor. We'll start in a tabletop, ribs stay tipped up. Arms are always slightly forward of the shoulders. Now, I'm going to talk for a second because the alignment of the body is really key here, and if you lose the alignment, it's not going to work. You're not going to feel it. So I'm going to keep the same distance of my wrist in front of my shoulders. I'm never going to go out and stretch it out. We're going to save that back stretch for at the end. The hinge of my hip opens up as I push forward. So I'm going to keep my arms in the same angle, and I'm going to come out. And then as I pull back, co-contraction, I'm going to slide it back nice and slow. So 2 things you want to watch for. Maybe have a mirror or a friend. If you have to hop the arms back, you're trying to use your shoulder rather than your core. Or when you come out and you push the booty back first to slide it back, you are bringing that all into your hip load rather than into your core. If you're not feeling your deep core walls fire, something's not right. All right, so we're going to go out on the inhale and then back on the exhale. Out on the inhale and then back on the exhale. I'll try not to slide too much since I'm not on a mat here to kind of hold my knees in place. I'll scooch back, I think I'm losing you. Inhale when you open up, exhale. I'm not sitting in my shoulder sockets, I'm supported. Open the hinge of the hip and then bring it back slow. This is one worth working on. If you have not subscribed to my top 10 core torching moves, it's a free e-course. I'll put that in the description as well. Click on that. You get a new video about every 5 days. And hopefully it will give you some variety as a teacher or as a student to realize that you don't need 90 minutes, but rather sprinkling through your day. All right, one more. And now we're going to go for that stretch. So now let your arms go way forward. Tip your hips up. Fold the elbows up. Stretch it out. Slowly sit back to your heels. And now bring yourself up tabletop. All right, right hand has the disc. Let's move a little, thread the needle. Extend your left leg back. Keep the hips square. I like working with an extended leg because most people, their spine gets all wonky due to tightness. So I want you to be able to keep your hips square, that you're actually working in your back muscles and your spinal muscles rather than just compensating in your pelvis to try to get into the thread the needle. So we're going to thread through without opening the hip of the extended leg. Square that down and then bring it back up. Awesome. And one more. Just hold that, take a couple good breaths. Square the hip of the extended leg down. What that will teach you is the true stretch or the true restriction for your back muscles. And then slowly come back up, and let's try the opposite side. So again, if you need to, feel free, you can get on your mat kneeling. I'm going to be going away from you now. Square it off. All right, and thread it through. And then bring it back up. As I come down, I'm often checking with the squareness of my hip to make sure that I'm not cheating myself. Two more, and then we're going to hold. And then last one. And then slowly bring it back up, back into that shoulder and spine stretch. Sit back towards the heels. And then slowly roll yourself up. Awesome. Great work today. I love that last one. I have a 10-month-old at home, so That one feels really good for carrying him. All right, so I hope you enjoyed practice this morning. For more information, visit my website, boltcorefitness.com. I have a great blog that I use regularly. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I hope you do. I'm constantly posting new videos. And then if you loved what I was working on today, I have an amazing online course called Core Functional Fitness, Functional Foundation. I highly recommend you look into. You can check more information out about that on my website. Until I see you again, if you love this practice, leave a comment below. From my heart to yours, from my soul to yours, great work today. Namaste.